I'm sorry that we had to relive that moment, but I am still here. We are still here. Oh, incredible stuff. Well, let's create some new moments this morning. Please, a very warm welcome to a group that need very little introduction on our show. Medicha Anders, Jared Ricketts, and Amanda Osorio from the Cape Town Philharmonic Youth Orchestra. What a collaboration ahead of an incredible performance, incredible run, actually. So, guys, welcome to it. I'm sorry that we have to traumatize you with that.
How you did that?
I don't know why. If I was even
in the face.
In the face,
yeah,
man.
I saw it somewhere else.
Yeah, but I'm still here, thankfully, which gives me the opportunity to talk to you incredible people. Guys, welcome to it. We love connecting with you around these sorts of dynamics, and it's difficult to explain because there is a performance element involved, but there's also this beautiful mentorship opportunity where we've got some of the best names in the business giving back to some of the best promising youngsters in the business. Maybe, Medicha, you can break it down for us. How does the youth orchestra setup actually work? Because people are twinned or paired together, as I understand it.
Honestly speaking, I don't really have much knowledge on that specific. I gather that they're just kind of formed.
Yeah,
as
what happens is that, like you said, the mentorship program, I think you could speak a lot
more on that.
Please weigh in.
There's a lot of talent in this country, incredibly talented youth, and sometimes you just need mentorship. You need some direction, and you need someone that's there, that's been through the trenches. They know what it's like on the road to becoming a professional. So they can tell you those things that you don't learn in school, that you don't learn in conservatory. And they say, okay, the best way to learn, as a musician especially, is to just get out there and do it. So when you have someone like Brandon Phillips, who's running it, and giving all sorts of advice and all sorts of tricks and tips, it makes a huge difference in your career as a musician.
Because, Jared, maybe you can testify to that. It's not necessarily the talent that defines you or your success. It's that getting the break, yes, but it's understanding some key things about the industry.
That's it. So I think when you're getting the feedback from your mentors, I think it's valuable because it's all about navigating. You know, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not working in the right networks, if you're not planning your career in the right way, and I think what you said earlier, it definitely resonates in the circumstances that when someone's bumped their heads and they can tell you to watch out, you know, it makes it so much easier. That's what we should be doing.
It's not to say you're still not going to bump your head. There will be many head-bumping opportunities. Medicha, this is also a space in music. Everyone wants to be a pop star, an instant famous pop star on YouTube, but we are now dealing with a classical form of music that is one of the pillars of. We need to be promoting the artistry of music. To be a part of something like this where you get to be a part of imparting, yes, your love and your passion, but also helping feed into, I think, the overall music industry in South Africa. What was your motivation? Why are you involved? Was it a no-brainer?
Absolutely no-brainer. This was something that was always on my bucket list. And when I was asked to do this, I cannot tell you, I'm basically sitting here jumping out of my skin. Because it's a break that very few people get. And I thank the Almighty that I actually got to this point, having to go through years and years.
Because for you, the journey was, it really was an interesting. I mean, the last time you were on the show, you were still talking about not having made it or not having.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you've made it now? Come on.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Young performers, take a leaf out of that book, okay? You've never actually made it until you believe it, man. That is really, really awesome. Talk to me about Brimstone Pops. What is this provocative name? Provocative, I would imagine. Performance. Who wants to lead with that, Jared? How are you feeling about the performance?
I think the exciting thing about Brimstone Pops, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about merging these genres together. I think in most cases you're always going to an operatic show, or you're going to a swing jazz show, or you're going to a ballad show, and I think these are the few instances where we get to kind of get a painted picture of where we are within music. And still, like I said earlier, that common thread. We're all different, but the one thing that brings us together is our passion for music. And music brings people together, and this show is special because of that. I mean, I don't get to share the stage with operatic sensations all the time. And so now I get the opportunity to work with you, operatic sensation and legend in musical theatre. And to show the
you've made it, girl. You've made it, man.
You have made it. I keep telling her this. And just to see us on the stage and to be with young, aspiring musicians, you know, to paint the picture that, you know what, It's inclusive, and that's what
Yes.
Woordfees is
Yeah.
about. It's so inclusive, and just
Festival
that,
for art.
you know, we're here for the young ones. The young ones are here for. We're learning just as much as they're
Yes,
learning, and
absolutely.
we're just creating this experience for an audience at the Artscape Theatre where we can
Yes.
transport them through different
Genres
genres and
of music.
moods and
Yeah.
stories. But anyway, you can continue.
Well, I think it's wonderful because when you have genres, especially I'm an opera singer, so people have an idea about what opera is.
you break
and
that mold, girl. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So people think, oh, it's very snobby, it's very this, it's very not. And it's not. It's incredibly accessible, it's incredibly beautiful. It moves your soul. That's what music does, whether it's pop, whether it's opera. So people that might not normally go to the opera or might have a preconceived notion of what opera is, then come to this pops because they say, oh, I want to hear Jared, I want to hear Mahit. Like
It just lights that spark, and I think for
Yeah.
youngsters not only to be a part of that, but also to experience that, and as beautifully as you guys have put it, it really does come to bear when you see them perform. And of course, we're going to bring you just a taste of what you can expect from what looks like and sounds like the most amazing collaboration, all on one stage. We're going to take the quickest of breaks, and I'm going to order them a coffee because you guys deserve it this morning. Yeah, we'll see you now.
Yeah.